Hi there, my name is Gibson Ost. I'm the CEO of Local Lunch, and we made a client of ours $18,932.92 within 60 days of working with her. Basically, what we did is that our client was a gym owner. She owned her own gym and she had a lease, and she had pre-existing personal training clients, one-to-ones, but she didn't have any one-to-manys for her, and she wanted to do group training just to make more money because she was basically break even at the time, and she was not making any money from her business. All of the money was just going into rent and equipment, and we wanted to partner with her to help her make money with her local business. For this client specifically, we actually made all of these assets that I'm going to be showing you right now and ran ads for her for completely free. We charged her nothing. What we charged her was a commission on the money that was made. If you watch this video, which is the point of me making this, and you're a local business owner and you're like, man, I want to work with a smart, kind of handsome, but annoying ass kid like that who is going to fight for me until the end of days to make me more money, because if I make money as a business owner, then he makes money because Local Launch works only on commission. Feel free to book a call with me below. We are running a limited time offer for the next 2 to 5 local businesses that we decide to work with, where we are going to build out everything like we did for this client today. And on top of that, put $1,000 of our own money into Meta Ads, which is the ad strategy that we use for this result for said client. All for completely free, no retainers, no nothing, literally 100% free. Worst case scenario, you waste a little bit of time, but no money. And best case scenario, you make a shit ton of money like we made for this client here. So basically what we did is I'll go ahead. There's a lot of things that I'm going to be covering up here, and that's because I don't want all of the secrets to be revealed. Also, I ripped a lot of the idea of this funnel from Alex Hormozi's gym launch. The whole idea of a one-to-many group training and pricing per week, which I'll get into in a minute, was completely ripped from gym launch. I didn't use any of gym launch's stuff. It's just they had an idea and I had a better one. Totally legal to do. Growing up in business is realizing that everybody steals from everybody, and it's completely normal. But I will give you the ad headlines that we use, only static image ads. And that's basically just because the offer on paper is so good. So it's lose 20 pounds in 28 days for free, limited slots, learn more to claim yours. And then we had some variations of this ad. We had about a dozen variations. And then the headlines were just bring the sexy back, beginner 28-day challenge, and then 28-day challenge, attention where I live, blank residents who want to transform their bodies in 28 days. If you click sign up, what's the catch? It's a win-win. You get a life-changing transformation. And then basically the idea of writing all this is that we're specifically targeting middle-aged women who want to lose weight, because fun fact, if you didn't know, middle-aged women in America at least, which, oh, by the way, for Local Launch, we only work with US-based companies. That's just because I don't want to have a language barrier between us. I don't want to have a time zone barrier. Only work with US-based companies. And then this whole idea, and you can copy and paste and read this copy. Honestly, it's nothing special. It's what's special about this program specifically is just how complex the automations are that we built around it to get this high ROAS. So I'm a big believer that every lead can be converted. I think a lot of people like to say oh, I only focus on the top 2% of leads because they're always going to convert easier. And it's yeah, that's true, but why don't you put in the effort to convert everybody else so you get a much higher ROAS? We got a 17x ROAS doing this, and a lot of local businesses who would run a campaign like this, you're probably going to get a 2-4x ROAS because you're not willing to put in the work that we did, as you can see here, to build a complicated ass form submitted, appointment booked GHL funnel. There is a lot that's going on inside of this funnel. It has specific opt-ins if you only book, because it's a 2-page lander. So when somebody clicks on the ad, they get redirected to this page, which has joined the challenge, number of women, and then it also has testimonials from our client. Was already a pre-established gym owner who already had testimonials but just needed help making more money, which is the ideal kind of client for us. If you're a local business owner who actually knows how to do something and you're good at it, and your only constraint is demand, it's not supply, that's the situation you're in. We want to work with you. Again, for free, we'll pay $1,000 of our own money into your ads and then only charge you per customer like we did with Wendy here. And then we also had a little days, hours countdown with a certain number of slots, and we were actually kind of hard asses about limiting it. And then there was a retargeting campaign that also happened in there for people who got an exclusive offer inside of there, and that was actually an insane ROAS, but that's a golden tidbit I'm not revealing in this video because that was really, really spicy. But basically how it worked is it just really micromanaged, is this lead cold? Is this lead warm? Is this lead like super, super hot? And created automations to basically facilitate whatever stage the lead is at. Hot lead, which is somebody who filled out the form and then booked a calendar appointment with all within 5 minutes of each other. They are given a one-to-one link to join a VIP Facebook group for people who are actually like super motivated, and then are given a custom set of emails for those who join the VIP Facebook group, so to better incentivize them. Because, you know, I do believe in working all leads, but I think you can do both, where you're working all leads and then actually like any leads that are like super hot, really dial in on them and make sure that they get the best experience, because they're going to convert way easier, which is true. But that doesn't mean that you should ignore any other lead that's quote unquote cold. The goal should be to take a cold or warm lead and turn them into a hot lead. And that's what this entire automation is built around. It's basically just built around turning cold and warm leads into hot leads. So we do a lot of things. We send, there's a lot of, you can see in here, manual SMSs. So we do a lot of stuff where if somebody books an appointment at any point, they get a custom video recording from our client, from the trainer who they're going to be meeting with, because the trainer in this context also did all of the sales calls, which I'll explain how that works in a second. So essentially what they're signing up for is a 28-day challenge, and then they're redirected to a page to book a 28-day challenge orientation. And in that 28-day challenge orientation, what we do is that we tell them, hey, what's your current weight? What's your goal weight? We recommend on average, you probably want to lose 20 pounds. And if you're losing 20 pounds per week, it's not going to take you 28 days to do that. Like, that's unrealistic. It's going to take you 15. So I'm going to provide you an exclusive discounted rate. I'm going to rebate off those 28 days, and that's going to be just counted already today exclusively. Now, if you decide to do in-person group classes, today we're going to charge you $735. And if you pay in full today, you get a 20% discount of $588. And I actually built an entire spreadsheet that automatically updates. Part of the sales script is here. I cut out a lot of it because I don't want you guys to have it, because it's really good and it's for clients only. Like, I'm making this video just to give you like a taste and like inspirations. I really wish I had something like this when I was first trying to start with this client, because I spent like basically a week like scrounging around, like figuring out how in the fuck am I going to make this lady money. I just promised her like I'm going to make her a shit ton of money, and then I also made it entirely contingent if I can make her money, then only then I'm getting paid. That just made it like double more important. So that's why I'm making this video, also in an attempt to get clients, for full transparency. You don't have to be just a local gym to be a client of Local Launch. You can be any kind of client, doesn't matter. So basically what it does in here is that it creates a set number of weeks, and then a set number of weeks divided, which is just the set number of weeks. So it's like 20 divided by 2 is 10, which is the number of weeks it's going to take, so you're losing 2 pounds a week, and then 5 weeks to adjust, for your body to adjust. So that's 15 weeks total. So then you pay for what you want. So if you want just in-person group classes, which you book 3 times a week group classes trained by our client herself, and she manages all of the programs. She manages all of the, like, what sets and reps people did the actual programming itself. There's also diet plan only. I wanted to put this in there because it's something she talked about, where sometimes she'll speak to somebody who already knows how to work out and doesn't really want help with that, but just needs help with diet. So you put that in there, and then also group and diet. So hopefully people convert into group and diet, and then also one-on-one, because our client specifically really enjoys training one-on-ones. And then also like a big discount for if you pay in full today, and if you put half down, then you have to pay the other half. And then basically what the sell is like the guarantee is that we're going to work for you for free until you do. I have a little future work stuff that I'm going to be showing you near the end of the video, of like future plans of what we're going to keep doing for this client to change things up. We're going to sell them on 3 times per week group class for the set amount of weeks, depending on how long it'll take for them to lose the weight. So if it'll take you 20 weeks, then the spreadsheet will automatically calculate that. And the spreadsheet also has a sales call built in. So the idea is that our trainer is going to sit there, open their laptop, fill this whole thing out with them. And then once that's done and they pay, or if they don't pay, and if they decide to pay today, they get a email immediately afterward. That's all automated, thanks to GHL, that has like an onboarding form where they sign a waiver, and then they also book their first 3 classes and puts into the system like their goal weight, their current weight, how much they paid, what my commission is, just so we can track all that. And we built out all of those automations. In terms of, and literally just running this, we just ran this up and just grinded it out. I think our client did like 20 something sales meetings, like 28-day challenge orientations, and about half of them converted. So that's how we made this much. A lot more than you think chose for group and diet, because honestly 15 weeks of training for like $1,200 is a killer deal. Like, that's kind of insane. In terms of what we're going to be working on in the future, there's a couple big things. First thing is we're going to be fixing colors across all landing pages. This is actually just something I was noticing while working on this today is like, wait a minute, our colors here for the static images, which is going to be the consistent colors across like every single ad, is not the same as the one on the landing page in every single situation. Like you can see this yellow is here on the landing page, but it's like nowhere else. That's getting changed immediately. Like I'm actually like working on changing that today after this video gets recorded. That's a stupid mistake that should have been done already. Our ROAS would have probably been higher. I think 17x ROAS for local business owners, pretty fucking good, especially in the gym niche. Another thing that we're working on is video testimonials of current/past clients. So an advantage of the trainer that we're working with is that she already has a bunch of testimonials from clients she's worked with in the past. So I'm working on trying to get them on like calls to, or meet with them in person to record like actual interviews with them so that we can do testimonial ads, which I know do convert higher from my experience. Part of my background, I worked in a pricing consulting firm as a marketing specialist for 2.5 years after I graduated with my master's. That was like the number one kind of ad was like, hey, we increased Salesforce's revenue by like 28%. And then we have the CEO saying that on video. And that ad fucking crushed way more than any of the static. So that's something that I'm working on actively. I'm also interested in hiring more trainers and sales folks. Our client, she's not super interested in this. She really just enjoys training. She wanted somebody like me to come in and do all the marketing stuff, which is the whole idea of Local Launch. It's like, hey, you're a local business owner. I'm going to come in and do all and get you demand so you can focus only on supply. And that's part of the reason why we work on affiliate. It's to incentivize us to come in and do as much work for you without asking, I believe is how business should be done. I think there's a lot of ad agencies out there that if you're a local business owner and you're looking to grow, you're going to find out very, very quickly that like a lot of ad agencies are like, yeah, can you pay me 10 grand before you even see like any kind of results? That is not the kind of business we wanted to build with Local Launch. We wanted to build a company that put its results first, which I think this case study is proof that we were able to. Another thing that we're going to be working on, now that I'm thinking about it, is year contract upsells. Finally, year contract upsells, I'll explain this. Basically, when they finish the 15 weeks, which is going to be their graduation, so they're going to go to the scale, see like, okay, I lost 20 pounds, take a picture, and then boom, they're going to get their picture stamped up on the wall as more social proof, as more like evidence that our program actually works. And then at that point, what we're going to do is we're going to sell them on a year's worth of training upfront initially. So it's like, hey, you enjoyed this, let's lock you in today for an exclusive rate, 25% off. So you're doing what's that, like $40 per week for 3 group classes, if that's their like lowest version, right? You know, we have 4 SKUs, but for the lowest version, you're doing $40 per week for 3 group classes for the next 12 months, and let's just book you right now. And that's going to be the exclusive offer. If you say no today, that's all right, you can come back, but it's going to be 45. And then normally it would be 50. So you paid for 50 initially, but today we're going to be 45. And if you pay in full, you get the 20% discount. If you pay half and half, you get the 10% discount. That's the next thing that we're going to be selling, is just like a straight up like year of training, which is going to be killer LTV ad, because our client is such a good trainer that like I know for a fact that like all of these people who are currently in the program are going to see fantastic results, and they're just going to want to keep going. And then another thing is make your money back guarantee. So this is something I read about in $100 million money models. I gotta flex it. I was a pre-order. No, I did not get the black. I got them other ways. But basically, this is the plan for this, which like we can really only do this in the gym world. So if you're a gym owner and you want us to build this out for you, call with me, 100% free. The idea is I want to basically create a system that it's like, instead of like, we'll work with you until you lose the 20 pounds as long as you do everything that we tell you to. Instead it is, if you lose the 20 pounds within 15 weeks, we will refund you your money. And then after like they lose the weight, what you do instead is that you just upsell them on that year contract. So I have to create the year contract system first before I can create this system, because it's like they're just going to be like so tied together that it's definitely going to be hopefully pretty killer. Because like, I mean, I've never seen anybody do it in the gym world like personally, so I've never seen like a real case study of it. Like just using my like marketing brain, like that's like the most fucking insane offer ever, which is like, okay, you give me $1,700 today. If you lose 20 pounds in 15 weeks, I will give you that $1,700 back. It's like, that is so much motivation that you can really only do in the gym world to like do something really fucking hard, which is losing weight. It is really, really hard. When you pay for a program like this, you're paying for pain, which is why selling as a gym, it's really, really hard. And that's why I'm really proud of us for doing this, because it proves that I can kind of do it with any business if I want. Sorry if you can tell, I'm kind of ill. That's the idea. And then the way that you're going, and then like once you give them their money back, what you do instead is like, hey, I'll just use this as credit for the next year contract. So it's like normally for people, we charge them $50 per week for group training for a year. Let's go ahead and take yours and like the $700 that you paid at like the low end, and let's cut that against the year. So if it's like 2,100 total, we'll make it only 14, right, today if you pay it today. And so that way you just made $2,100 off this client that hopefully you have a CPL of like 515, which is about what we're at, depending on the ad, and also depending on the day and depending on whatever. I'm not really super focused in the ad campaign right now. We're not really spending enough to justify that. We're spending like 20, 50 a day. So it's like, there's no reason for me to spend a shit ton of time like analyzing the ad. I'd rather focus on these future updates and just increase LTV on like a broad scale rather than like, I cut the CPL cost in half. Cause like, this is just going to add so much more value as it stands right now. But in the future, I am going to be digging into the ad account and like really, really optimizing it, because this has been a killer offer. Really, really great client. I'm really, really happy to work with her. And the next thing, final thing that we're going to test is $1 schedule fee. So instead of 28 days for free, which is the offer, it's 28 days for $1. Like, the only reason why I care about that is just to get their card on file. So I don't know if you've ever been in a sales call before. I've taken thousands of calls with like business owners, with cold calling. Back when I was running a cold email agency, that fucking sucked. I hate cold calling. There's nothing more awkward than asking for somebody's credit card info over the phone or just in person. It's so weird. It's so awkward. And so if we just put in this $1 scheduling fee, what we can do instead is just like inside of GHL, just click charge and then charge them the amount, or just sign them up for the subscription on that card. And then there's also software you can use to make sure that they can afford it. So you basically reach out to their bank and is like, hey, how much do they have in this account? There's software that does exist. We're not going to be fucking with that here, but if you're doing like a high scale PPC funnel, cost per call funnel, that's something you need to look into. Anyway, so that's just a massive nerdy breakdown of everything that we've done for this client. I think this is a pretty cool case study for us. If you're interested in working with us, I know that I've said it a lot. I apologize for being annoying about it. But if you're interested in working with us, again, limited time offer. I'll put $1,000 of my own money into your ads for free. So worst case scenario, your business gets $1,000 of marketing at no cost to you. Feel free to book a free call with me below. There's no $1 scheduling fee, as you can see. So, I don't charge. Again, we only charge per customer we actually get, or per lead, or a percentage in this situation. Our pricing is very flexible depending on what your situation is as a business owner. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you have a good day. Bye.